Response video to some of the comments in the comment section of a couple of videos, basically just on this economic subject. And at the end, I'll tack on a little bit about the website update stuff, if there's time. Alright, so there's that angry Canuck comment. The thing is, the rich all employ the workers. What's happened is the money they have right now and the games they have played to make more and more is collapsing. It wasn't real money. The rich are the ones who will lose the most, but they are very mobile right now, citizens of the world, so they can pick up and move at any time. The talk is Australia or New Zealand. New Zealand land will be their home once they've flocked from the U.S. I guess it's Austria. No, Australia. Oh, I can't read from this distance. But anyway, doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's not the point. You just don't get it. You keep talking. Well, I'll read the other guy's comment just because it's the same crap, and so we'll get to it. Rich people buying marble and such. Do you know how many common men it takes to produce marble and gold leafing? Sure, there's no sense behind it, but the money is still being invested into the economy, and it trickles down. There again, more of this trickle-down crap. So how did the pyramids do the people of Egypt good? How exactly did it do them some good? It employed lots of people. I mean, all of them weren't slaves, so it employed lots of people. Did it do the civilization any good? Did it build their aqueducts? Did it build roads? Did it build any infrastructure that a human being could use? No, it didn't do them a damn bit of good. Complete wasted money. And that's what we're talking about here. All investment takes away from other investments that can be made. If you invest in a swimming pool and a gold-plated toilet and all that other crap, if you invest in your mansion and make it a palace, guess what? That's money, that's work that couldn't be invested someplace else, doing something else, building a Hoover Dam. So that's the price for this idiotic investment that you're talking about. This embracement of rich people, it just means you're embracing waste. That's all. You're just embracing waste. So instead of building 10 or 12 Hoover Dams, in the last 50 years, we've built nice palaces for rich people to live in. And that's the real equation. We could have been working, doing something productive. Instead, we were working, polishing the toenails of the rich. And it's a waste of work. So that's a waste of invested capital. And it's that simple. We do not need the rich. Are you going to be stupid enough to argue we need kings and noblemen? Because it's the same thing. They're doing the same amount of productive labor, which is zero. All right? They don't employ us. They steal from us. Okay? And then they control the investment capital and decide what will be invested in. And yes, some of their money they invest in the real economy so they can make more money, so they can live off that wealth, and spend money in stupid and silly ways. We've seen them do it. All right? This is, look at that guy with the Oracle guy. I mean, he buys S-16 so he can fly under the Golden Gate Bridge. What good did that do to the human race? Any good whatsoever? No, it's a waste of fucking money. So it's a stupid argument. You keep defending a system that doesn't have to exist. We don't need the owners. They're not an essential part. They do not produce anything productive. Like I said, if I sat on $1 million and sat here and did lots of internet research to figure out what company I'm going to invest in to get my biggest return, I'm not doing society any good. It's not real work. It's bullshit. And it's bullshit for people to keep defending the existence of it, especially the legacy existence of it. It's one thing if the person earned the right to have the control over the capital because he did something society found valuable, no matter how fucked-hearted it is, no matter what kind of pet rock bullshit it's made out of. But the sons and daughters of the pet rock should be controlling our economy, should decide whether we invest in a Hoover Dam or whether we invest in their gold-plated toilet. I mean, it's just a ludicrous argument. It's insane. It's stupid. It's infantile. It's moronic. And, to have words like trickle down in there, like that somehow works. That's the float all boats bullshit again. No, there's one fucking ocean. If you want your boat to raise, you're going to have to sink somebody else's. Okay? That's the only way you float anything in this economic ocean. If you waste resources and labor in one area, you'll have to take it someplace else. Some other boat will have to take on water. It's just complete bullshit. You've just bought a lie. I mean, you're just suckers. This is exactly the kind of rhetoric the fucking owners of the world want to hear from people like you. This is what they want to hear. Bullshit. Nonsense. Fucktarded, idiotic crap. Alright, so on another video, this guy called Black Ops. Isn't that a great name? Greatex made kind of a good comment, and he asked, have you ever worked? That's a good question for these jackasses. Because a working person, I would think, would understand what I'm talking about. They know they're getting fucked. So, okay, anyway. So this Black Op guy says, doesn't a person who makes a success have a right to benefit from this? Yeah, we're not talking about him, are we? We're talking about his grandchildren, great-grandchildren. We're talking about the legacy ownership bullshit. And yes, there is a certain limit to how obscene somebody can be. Like I said, if people have enough money to build a goddamn pyramid, does that mean they should have the right to build one? I mean, should the human society allow labor to be wasted on something like that? This is called this is called unfairness in the free market. Point of view is really just somebody bitching because they couldn't do it themselves. Yeah, well, whatever. You can say that kind of stuff, but guess what? A lot of people couldn't be as unethical as it requires. A lot of people couldn't be a Leona Helmsley. Okay, they couldn't inherit and marry into a bunch of fucking money and then start fucking treating people like shit to make money. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't do that. I personally couldn't rent IBM an operating system. It would be against my fucking principles to rent something to somebody. Alright, sorry, interruption. Alright, well, the second comment by this Black Op guy was, like I said, you're talking about monopolies. They don't last in a free market. Now, he actually believes that. He has no evidence to back it up, but he just says it anyway. Why wouldn't a free market, monopolies would thrive in a free market? I mean, if it's an unregulated market, because they can do whatever they want. It doesn't make any sense. They can sabotage their competitors, and they could take over anything that looks like competition. So that doesn't make any sense. How is it an exploit when people demand their goods and services? How is it an exploit? Well, whatever. We're not talking about exploiting people. We're talking about exploiting the workers. And it's also exploitation when you have the expectation that people can resist a cheaper price. When you have the expectation that people don't need some guiding principle or rules. It's just, I've made this analogy before, but if we let all the baseball players decide what rules they're going to cheat on a little bit, or the football players or anybody else, if there's no umpires controlling the game, we know they'll all take little cheats. We've seen them do it. Even though they're big sports heroes, they'll put cork in their bat and they'll play other bullshit games. And that's exactly what people will do in the real world. I mean, we can all say in principle we're against the exploitation, but if we're trying to survive our own lives, and somebody says here's something cheaper, we're going to say give it to me. Even if it's got a little bit of blood on it, we're going to ignore the blood and we're going to say we'll take it. And that's just human nature. And government's job is basically to help us rise above our fucking nature. Idiot. Saved enough time perhaps for the little add-on. Alright, just a quick update on the website. This is the homepage, donotgod.com, and these little menu things are have to mark them and make them real, but you can change the menu by mousing over them, or you can just click this little button and change the menus, but whatever. I haven't done all the menus anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, on the main menu, if you go to sidebar B3, that's what I'm pointing you to. I've kind of changed the page a little bit, but it lists different YouTube personalities. There are a lot of them here, 40 of them. And what happens 10 seconds after the page loads, the newer videos are marked. So the ones within, like, say, the last 15 or 24 hours will be marked with a little red bar above them. And so it's kind of interesting, kind of useful, and you click on it, you can play the video. So if you click on one of these videos, like Dario, it should play here. Sometimes the player's a little bit slow, but it's usually fairly quick. There it is. Dario's singing. It's pretty bad. Anyway, and then you can, this refresh button will do more later, but if you hit the refresh button, it does change the images a little bit, and it also rechecks to see if there's any new videos. So instead of reloading the whole page, you can just hit the refresh button, and it will check to see if there's more new videos since the last time you had the page open. Well, not since the last time I opened, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You get the drift. So anyway, I just thought I would let you know there's an update. And the old version is still there. You can just click the version 2 little link below, and that one, they automatically random change, showing all 4 videos and whatever. But you know, that one's a little more bandwidth demanding, so sometimes it's not too reliable. But anyway, that's all. Just a little update.